Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So after yesterday's strong reversal, at this point the buy side is back in control. Heading into the open, we have the initial support zone at 15 to 17, and below that we'll be using the 2110 to 12.5 area as the short-term bull bear zone. So off the open, as long as we're holding above 15, we know that the buy side is maintaining that firm control, but a minor break below 15 would not necessarily invalidate the upside scenario. So overall, if we're holding the 10 to 12 half, the buy side can still maintain control. So that's the final short-term line in sand, the bull bear zone. So as long as we're holding above 10 to 12 half, the buyers can still maintain control. And off the open, 15 is really going to be the key level. And again, a minor break and a reversal, would not really invalidate that zone. So 15 to 17 is a good trade location to initiate a long, targeting a move back up towards 24 to 26, the initial resistance zone. Now, 24 was tested yesterday, and at this point, we've already seen a pretty decent reaction off that zone. So heading back up to 24, we don't necessarily have to see yet another reaction. So if the market is strong and holds the 15 to 17 zone off the open and then heads up towards 24, we may get a little bit of short-term pause over there, but the zone does not have to cap the upside. And we can actually get a breakout above 24 to 26 for a test of the 3075 to 3275 and possibly even the all-time high at 2134. Now, NASDAQ yesterday was very strong, and we'll be keeping an eye on NQ to make sure that we're not seeing any, aggressive sellers stepping into that market. And if NQ actually maintains its strength, then it is actually setting up to make a new high on the year. And if NASDAQ can push to a new high on the year, then ES can pretty readily go up to 3075 and 3275 and 34, which is the all-time high. Keep an eye on the volume situation as well to see if the market is still running on above average volume. The overnight volume has been a little bit light, but that doesn't mean that the volume can't pick up off the open. So just keep an eye on that because we will need to see some decent strength on the advanced decline and at least a little bit of pickup in volume in order to have the range potential to justify a move up to 34. And then even at 2134, depending on how strong the market is, what type of momentum we're seeing behind the move, if NQ is pushing to a new yearly high, that 2134 area even doesn't necessarily have to hold. Now, it may hold on the day time frame, but eventually, if NQ is pushing to new highs, ES can also do the same. And again, at the minimum, you would expect to move back up to 3075 to 3275, possibly even higher. Now, on the downside, that 10 to 12 half area is going to be very key. And if this market is truly strong, then ideally we want to see it holding 15. And again, a little poke below 15 is okay. 2 to 4 ticks, not a big deal, but we don't want to see the market, liquidating below 15 and going down on very weak internals and strong downside momentum. Then we have to be careful. But if there's not really a whole lot of downside momentum and the AD is not extremely weak, minus 500 to 1,000 would be okay, but anything beyond that would be a red flag, then 10 to 12 half can still hold. Now, a break below 10 could actually result in some short-term liquidation because that would invalidate the upside move that we got yesterday. And it would put the entire short-term bullish idea into question. So that 2110 level is very key. And if we break below it with any kind of momentum, then it could result in a liquidation move back down towards yesterday's low, at the minimum down towards 2104. But most likely at that point we would go down and test 2099 to 2101 half. That's still an area where buyers can be active, but the really key zone then would be the 93 half to 96. That's a strong area of support, and that's still a zone where buyers can defend and be quite aggressive. So in the event of a break below 2110, look for a move down towards 99 to 01 half, possibly 93.5 to 96, and then the bigger picture bull bear zone is going to be at 90 to 92. So that's an area where ES can still technically reverse. But for now, the focus is more on the long side, on the upside scenario, until we see some very clear signs that the sellers are stepping in and taking control again. For now, the buyers can still maintain control, and the primary scenario is going to be for ES to maintain the strength that we saw yesterday, and that can happen as long as 10 to 12 half is holding, and again, ideally 21.15 actually holds off the open, or we just kind of test a little bit below and then turn right back around. So that's a very key level, and holding above 15 to 17 would confirm the buyers in firm control and bring 24 to 26 into play, the naked VPOC at 27, and 30.75 to 32.75. So those are our main thoughts. Let's see if the buy side can maintain control today, and we'll take it from there.